In this video, you will learn about the environment which I have set up for demonstration. What I have done is I have downloaded the Kali virtual machine, and here you can see the download links. So in my environment, I am running in a virtual VMware. So I downloaded this VMware virtual machine, and after the download, I just you can see that is 2.7 GB. And after the downloading, I will show you that what is this looks like in a VMware orchestration. And also you can download the Windows 11, but in my environment it is Windows 10 because that is the license version which I am using for it. So it will work the similar way. And let's jump into the VMware workstation. Here we have Windows 10 Pro, and this is configured in a way. Let me show you the settings, all the settings. So we have 4 GB RAM as given, and we have 2 processors and 1 core and 60 GB hard disk. And this is the image which I am using for it, and I'm using the network adapter as in a NAT mode. You can see here you can configure in the bridge, configure in NAT, because I just wanted to have the internet connectivity in case if I need something to demonstrate. So that's the one piece of this puzzle, which is Windows 10 Professional is used. Another one is Kali 22.4. This is the latest version when I download it. If you look from the configuration perspective, it has 2 GB of RAM and 4 processors and 80 GB of hard disk, and we are also configured this one in a NAT mode. So that is the 2 virtual machines which I am using in this demonstration. And configure and installing is pretty simple. Once you have downloaded, you can go ahead and open that file using this open command, and after that you just need to spin up this virtual instances, and the default username and password for it is Kali. It's not a big deal. Let me show you this so that you will not face any kind of obstacles. Since my processors and RAM is quite old, it's almost 10 years, so that's the reason that we are facing some sort of lag or some sort of slowness, which I can say. Apart from this, if you are with the latest operating system or with the latest processors, which i7, i9, it will be quite fast. So you see this prompt pops up, and I'll type the Kali and Kali. This is the username and password, and I'll click on this icon, which is shell icon, and I'm using to increase the font I can type, or I can use this command, which is Control++. So you can increase the font and you can type all the commands which you would like over here. So this is the prompt which I'm using, and also Windows 10 Professional for this demonstration. In this video, we will teach you how to create a malicious Windows shortcut by a manual method. So first step, a malicious short link. We will create a payload with the help of MSF Venom. That is a reverse shell payload. We are using -p option, which is specifying the payload type. Here we have Meterpreter and Windows x64 reverse_TCP. So we want the reverse connection, and this is the IP address of our Kali machine. So let me show you this one. So if you see here, which is 10.133, and and then we have L port, which is port number 80, -F for the file type which is executable, and we want the output with the name of install.exe. So I'm going to execute this command. So this is the first step, because we would like to have the reverse shell once the shortcut was executed. It's taking a little bit time because my CPU is not very fast. On the other hand, what I will do, I'll increase the window size, the font size, sorry, and I'll clean this stuff and start the listener for it. I have already created one liner for the listener. So we are calling the handler and specifying the payload over here, and then specifying the local host, port number, and these are the optional areas except this exploit -j. So we have started the listener, which will be listening our call once this malicious shortcut was executed. So our payload has been created here. We will start our Python server, which is python 3-m http.server. So it is listing in port number 8000. Okay, now we have 3 steps we have completed. The first step to create payload as a reverse shell. Second step is to create a Python server which will be listening to download the payload, and third step as a listener. You can see here. Now we will move to the Windows machine. This is our victim machine, or our exploit development machine. So here we will type the PowerShell. We'll just open the PowerShell over there. We'll increase this font. So in order to create the shortcut, so I want the shortcut to be created on the desktop. We will change the directory to desktop. And the first command which we are going to execute is creating the object over there. wshell script.shell is a com based object which is going to create a variable over here and assign this values to this variable, which is object. So this is the first command. The second command which we need in this case, sorry for that, I think did not copy properly. So what we will do, I'll copy paste all the commands in one time so that I can explain you each line by line. So the first line indicates that we have created a instance of wshell script, which is here, which is a com based object which provide access to the various shell related functions, including the ability to create or modify shortcuts. In the second line, we are calling the method create shortcut method. We are specifying the location where we want this malicious links to be created, and then assigning it to another variable. This is called link. And the third one is related to the Windows style, and there are different styles. See, from 0 is for the normal window, 1 is for minimized, and 3 for hidden. We are using the 7, which is the start the program in the taskbar, and then we are specifying the target path in the fourth line. See here, in the target path we are talking about where is that the executable environment. So this is the Windows PowerShell executable. This means when the shortcut is clicked, it will open the Windows PowerShell program. And next one is the argument where our payload is going to be stored. So here you can see the Windows PowerShell environment, and then command to bypass execution policy. And we have no profile, we are not loading any PowerShell profile. And Windows is style hidden, it means we don't want to be visible. And then we have the command to download it. We are calling this method Windows download and specifying the URL of our Kali machine and giving the same name which we have put it install.exe over there. And then after we are going to save it, and you can see dot here which is going to execute it. Last but not least, the last line talks about that this is going to save it or create the shortcut over there, because save is the method of the link of variable or object. So we are going to press enter over there. As you can see on your screen, we have this malicious link was created. We can go ahead and see the property of this link. See the whole command in the target field which we have specified using the manual PowerShell command. I see the runtime is minimized, and all these property you can find. To have the complete visibility, so far we haven't received any reverse shell, and we have nothing is downloaded from our web server. This is the server which is listing on the port 8000. So go ahead, I'm going to click on this. You see this pops up. You see the install.exe has been downloaded over there, and you can see this is the log once it's downloaded. And on the left side we haven't received the reverse shell. Can we see what's the reason behind it? So our payload was downloaded, but we haven't received the reverse shell. Since this payload is malicious, so we have to disable the antivirus. So I will go there and disable the real-time protection. So now the real-time protection has been disabled. Okay, and what we will do, we will click one more time. We will check our logs. See, we have received our Meterpreter session. If we type sessions -i1, so we have a Meterpreter shell. We can type shell. We have a desktop over there, and we can type ipconfig. So we have 10.132 this IP address. If we go to the machine and look for the same thing, so we have 10.132 this IP address. So in this video, our objective is to create a malicious link using the manual method. You saw that, and you also saw that how the antivirus is going to block this, because we have created with the help of MSF Venom. In the later videos, I will show you that how to bypass all of these things. So that's it in this video. Hope you enjoyed. We'll catch you in the next one. In this video, we will learn about how to evade the detection. In order to evade the detection, we are using another PowerShell script, which is known as the powerlink.ps1 file. Here we are specifying the three parameters. One is dedicatedly set, which is the offset bit to 4, and one parameter is IP address, another parameter is the port number. And then you see this is the reverse shell which is getting obfuscated, and we are converting this reverse shell to base 64. And after this there is a strings obfuscation command which we have specified, and then we have start and end. If there is any error comes into the picture, we are using the Caesar ciphers to play and replace the strings, and we are also decoding some of the keywords like assembly.type and these things, base 64 strings. And here we have the key piece which you use to create a Windows shortcut. We are specifying in the first line you see here, we are creating a instance of the combase object wscript.shell and assigning to the variable called wsh shell, and we are calling the method create shortcut. And in this time we are not sure about the user, so we are specifying environment colon username and giving the name of outlook.link and specifying the relevant path is equal to PowerShell. And also we know there is a one dedicated icon over there which is OneDrive, so the icon will be used for the shortcut is OneDrive. We have the target path for the PowerShell, and Windows style will be hidden, and this is also Windows style 7, and we are going to save this shortcuts. That's the piece of this script. So let's call this script. I'll type PowerShell. I'll change the directory to CD desktop, and in order to call this script we will be typing the PowerShell power link.ps1. We are specifying that IP address. In this case our IP address is 192.168. remember this is the IP address of your Kali machine. Okay, and then we will be specifying -p port, which is in our case 443. Let's validate the information in the Kali. I'll log into the Kali machine. Username is Kali and password is also Kali. So this is the previous setup. I will stop this setup. I don't want any handler, so I'll create a new listener using nc-nlvp, and this time the port number is 443. I'll be using the port number 443. So listener has started, and this is the listener for we have created that install.exe in previous videos. So there is no active sessions, just for your clarity, and we have stopped this our web server, so we are not downloading. Everything will be done by this script which we are using right now. So we have specified the power link.ps1 and IP address of our Kali machine, which is 133, and the port number is 443. So let's press enter. See, this icon got created, which is the icon of the OneDrive. We can change all of these icons. Okay, and you can transfer this to the users, or let's click over there. We click on this. See that we got the shell. Let's type ipconfig, and we have 132 IP address, which is our Windows machine IP address. What we will do, we will go ahead and enable the real-time protection, and we will close this connection and see whether this is going to pass bypass this existing connection. We start the listener again. We started the listener again, and now we will be clicking on this link. Once we click, we got the revert shell. See this IP config, and now if we will try to upload this icon, which is the malicious icon under the virus total. Let's see how many antivirus can detect it. Go to the desktop. This is Outlook, and we see the detection rate. The file distributed by Microsoft, zero detection. So that's the key piece that will bring the wow factor, because you have bypassed using the ciphers and other parameters which we specified, the obfuscation methods, and you got your objective, which is your reverse shell. That's it in this video. Hope you enjoyed and you learned a lot of things. We'll see you in the next one. In this video we will learn how to capture anti-LM authentication information while creating the Windows shortcut feature. So in order to demonstrate this, I have to start a responder to capture anti-LM packet. So I have started the responder on my Kali machine using sudo responder -i and then eth0, which is my interface which is going to capture this information. Now I will jump into the Windows machine, and I am logged in now with a different user, which is CS101. So what I will do, I'll copy the same command which we used previously and see how it works. I'll paste it, and the first line indicates that we are going to create a com based object. Okay, and this is the com based on assigning this to a variable called object shell, and the second line we are calling create shortcut method and is specifying the directory where we want the shortcut to be created with the name. And third is target path. Here we have specified the Kali IP address and the file which doesn't exist on my Kali machine. And in the next line, which we are specifying the Windows system style, which is equal to 1. And the third one, fourth is done. And the fifth one is the icon location. Here we would like to change our icon with the Windows folder icon. So that's why we are calling this the location. And then next line we are specifying a description. Last but not least, we are calling the save method of link object and going to execute it. We'll see this one. So we have anti-LM. This Windows shortcut was created. We'll go to the Kali. We'll see whether we were able to capture any information. You see, while creating the object, we got this hash information. So if you are a red teamer or penetration tester or ethical hacker would like to capture the information over a network, so this is the one of the best way. You just to create a Windows shortcut and plant it over a shared folder or somewhere on the shared drive, and you will get all this information in the environment. So hope this video is helpful for you, and we'll catch you in the next one. In this video you are going to learn how to use a script which is called convert.python script to create a I would like to say from exe to the Windows shortcut. So I will be leveraging this script which is created by Mr. Kenol, and in order to generate our Windows malicious shortcut. So let's do it, and I'll open the command prompt. Okay, and I'll go to that cd desktop directory, and here is I'll type python convert.py. This is the script name. So it's asking they enter the URL for the download and execute the file. So as you know that we are running here on our Kali machines, we have one server which is running on port 8000. So we will be specifying our payload which we have created in previous video. So I am going to type this HTTP 192.168. We have 10.133. Then after we have listening on port number 8000 in our case, then we would like to download the install.exe. Okay. Next line, now it's asking for the location where do you want this file to be dropped. So we want this in C drive, and specifying the locations, C users, and then the current username which is our CS99, and then over the desktop. So this is the location. Now it's asking for enter a file name for your exe dropped. So I'll type it googleit.exe. So I'll enter. You see the exploit was created. That is this one, the shortcut of Windows Media Player. So far we haven't received any reverse connection. So we can see that we haven't received. There is no active connection. Let's see if I'll click over on this exploit whether it's going to work. So you can see something happens. We see the pop-up window opens. We'll go back into the Meterpreter. We'll see we got another shell. If we click over there and we'll type sessions -1 -i and then 1. On this time the session is 3, sorry, so 3. We'll type shell. We know where we are, ipconfig. So we are on 10.132 Windows system. We'll go back on the Windows again. We'll verify this is 10.132. In this video you will learn about how to identify the different artifacts of Windows shortcut. So first we are going to create a Windows shortcut. As you have seen in the previous videos, so the shortcut was created. This is the malicious .link file. So if you have this only this shortcut, so you have to understand all the artifacts. So there is a utility called which is name is cmd.exe. So that is really helpful in the case of you are identifying, or as a defender or as a security analyst, you want to see what is there inside this link file. So how to use this one? So you will type lc dot the command lc cmd.exe and specify the file and the location of the file. In this case we have created the malicious.link file, so that is on the user's desktop. So we will go ahead, type C colon users CS99, and then we will type desktop. Okay, and then we have the file name which is malicious.link file, and we'll close this brackets and let's see what's going. So might be that file name is not correct because they are saying that they did not find. So what I'll do, I'll copy the file name from here, malicious.link. It's my mistake, it's not link, it's LNK. So you can see the different artifacts which is can show. Right now you see this one, the source was created, the modified and accessed, header information, and the information of the relevant path. You see the arguments over here. So this is really helpful because link file was used the most of the latest uh, you can say the modern threat vector activities. I'll disclose this more of the information in the next video, but this is the really helpful tool to understand what is there inside this malicious .link file. See the path attributes, the computer name, drive, various informations as artifacts you can collect from here. And this is really helpful when you are investigating any incident or analyzing the different artifacts of a malicious file. Hope this video is helpful for you, and this utility will bring and add values in your investigation. In this video, I will demonstrate or explain the key concept which you have learned so far, why the link file is getting popular and who is targeting to the link file. As you can see on your screen, we have emote strikes again with the link file lead to a domain-based ransomware. We have a quantum. So there are different APT groups, so those are leveraging this link file uh, for gaining the initial access, as well as to compromise uh, the, the kingdom of the keys and spreading the ransomwares. We have learned that different ways of creating these files, and as you can see that from link to the domain based ransomware compromise, that this is the link name which is getting downloaded, and once it's the user click on this link and see that everything comes after, and the cobalt strike payload is there, then the APT executed this domain computed command, and he would like to know that who is the domain admin, and then he try to find out that the trusted domains. See that once why this link file is so popular. The reason is that very less awareness among the users. The users are not properly trained, and they have no visibility that which one is malicious, which one is not, because this link file is not uh, cannot be distinguished which one is benign, which one is malicious, until unless there is the utility which we have shown in the previous video to identify what's happening behind the scene. So this link file, the point which I'm trying to make here is like this link file is pretty common and used by the different APD groups, and as you can see that you can place your payload under the arguments. You can see that the working directory is C and the relevant path is also PowerShell. So I'm excited that you have learned this information, and you can use these informations in order to combat all these type of threats and identify what's is happening behind the scene, because not always exe, there will be a different flavor to get initial access into the environment, and this is one of the common flavor, or I would like to say that this is dominating right now in the market to compromise and get the initial access in most of the environment. And any other point which I cannot recall right now to make it, but this is the one of the initial factor which is used to not only the defensive evasion perspective, but also that it is lucrative for the users because they even don't have visibility what's there. So what I have seen that this kind of link files is getting delivered over the zip, and this is also I think this is also from a motat or maybe the quantum. I'll double check and share with you, because you see this ISO file. So if you pack this link file into the ISO and you extract the ISO, you will get this link file, and the link file is going to execute these commands. So that's the new type of the threat. You can say that threat vectors are leveraging this link file or the artifacts which is used commonly and which is not detected by the most of the even the EDR systems. Antivirus, forget about it, because I don't trust antivirus anymore. You have saw in the previous videos how you can evade the existing antivirus. So you have to have a comprehensive strategy which can not only look from a detection perspective but also prevention and recovery, because this is still considered as a living of the land tool, because we are not bringing any additional tools to install it. We are just leveraging the Windows utility and in an abusive manner.